What's up, everybody? This is Ecstatic, and I am bringing you some Fallout 4 news today. Majority of this information is coming from Pete Heinz's interview with GameCentral, and if you don't know, Pete Heinz is the Vice President of Marketing and PR for Bethesda Games, so he's a very high up guy, and he has a lot of pull, and he's actually allowed to say a lot of things that most people wouldn't be able to say. So he's a very reliable source of information. You should really pay attention to what he says. This first quote, the highlight is that fans are saying that Fallout 4 looks basically like a high-res Fallout 3, and he asks, how do you deal with that? And Pete Heinz responds that it's a good question, and he doesn't really know how to put it into words, but he'll deal with it. They've shown that they care about the fans, but there's honestly really nothing they can do because the game is coming out on November 10th, so they're going to upgrade the graphics and everything. They'd have to postpone the release date, and I really don't think anyone wants that. I really don't. In this quote, they say, well, do you have a big meeting at the end of the day and say the fans don't like the graphics? And Pete Heinz responds, no, we don't. We tend to try and focus on the majority of our feedback on people who have played and experienced something. If people aren't going to come to the game, nobody's going to stop them. So basically they're saying that, if you don't buy the game, don't buy it. They don't care. In this next quote, the guy from GameCentral is saying that he doesn't like the facial animation in Fallout 4, and he asked if that was a priority for them, and Pete Heinz responds by saying that they try to improve every single aspect of the game. But I actually thought the facial structures looked a lot better than they did in the previous Fallout game, so I'm not super disappointed or anything. In this next quote, the guy from GameCentral is saying that why doesn't Bethesda just use third-party technology so they wouldn't have to develop it themselves, and he's basically saying that Fallout 4 is, not a game that would be easy to do. It's not a game like Call of Duty where it's linear and everyone's moving from A to B. It's a big open world RPG, so you would have to support this. Now, this next quote is probably the most important quote out of all of them because Pete Heinz, really explains why Fallout 4 is, not the best looking game out there. And it's because, physics are applied to so many more objects in the game than they are in other games. In a game like Order 66, you can't touch any of the objects and move them around. You can't throw a grenade and blast them. If you wanted that sort of thing, the game wouldn't look the way it does. So that's why Fallout 4 doesn't look like Order 1866. If you really want the game to look better, you can always mod it on PC and even on the Xboxes and PS4s now, so there's really no reason to complain with the visuals. You can always mod it later. Now we are moving on to the top 5 things that I'm excited about for Fallout 4. Maybe also you can tell me what you are excited about as well in the comment section. So, number 5, we have the Commonwealth, which, if you don't know, is the setting of Fallout 4. I'm most excited to see the androids from Fallout 3, if you remember. Now we move on to number 4, which is the custom power armor, which you can build yourself and obviously customize and change to look however you want, which I think is going to be really, really awesome. I can't wait for that. That's one of my favorite things. Then next we have number 3, which is the story for Fallout 3. Now this is going to stay secret according to Pete Heinz. They are not going to say anything about the story, nor will they. Ever. So don't ask. Now, number 2. That would be the shooting mechanics. Obviously Fallout 3 had terrible shooting mechanics, so I'm really looking forward to some next-gen shooting mechanics in the new game. Number one, that would be the base building. Obviously, the building to build your own settlement and just create anything you want and have people live there. It's gonna be so awesome. I really can't wait for that. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Fallout 4 content. I'll be bringing Let's Plays your way when the game comes out. See ya.